Merry Christmas, geeks. Or probably not, because I'm not even recording this anytime around Christmas. But someone, somewhere, when it is Christmas, will freak out and say, oh my god, he's so right. But yeah, welcome to episode 5 of our Better Than Wolves series. I did the hard work of wrangling some animals, and I've got different pens set up sort of around where the animals originally were. I've got some sheep, or 2 pigs over here, and let's see, up over here I think I have two two penned in chickens. Chickens, for some reason, don't render until you get a lot closer compared to other animals. And then even further, we have a bunch of penned in cows. If we could get the world to load. So we've got all the animals together. However, one of the things that I am finding really annoying about Better Than Wolves is every night, every single night, I keep leaving the island and kind of sitting out in a boat and sort of doing nothing for long periods of time, because there's not too much you can do with monsters around and everything. So I think one of my next tasks is going to be lighting up this whole island if I can. So I'm going to go mining and... Well, actually, there's a little bit of a problem that I have to solve before then. But I'm going to be going and trying to light up this whole island with a whole bunch of torches now that we have a fortune pickaxe. It'll be a little bit easier. The other problem I'm having right now is with my ender chest. This ender chest doesn't share the contents with the other ender chest, or my ender chest somehow got desynced between yesterday and today when I was playing. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna walk home, or to my original home, and see if there's contents in the other ender chest. If there is things in there, I'll probably carry them by hand back and forth. If not, I may have to go and reconstruct the contents of the chest that was lost. And yeah, so I'm going to solve the ender chest problem and light up the island, and then a couple hours from now, I'll start recording again, or if anything interesting happens. So I'll probably let you guys know when I get to the ender chest. So see you then. Well, it seems the contents of the ender chest remained on this side, but they're not accessible from the other side. I wonder if there is some sort of mechanic with distance in terms of ender chests, or I don't know what. I'm gonna jump into a creative world and play around with them and see how they work. So I will be back. Or I'll show you guys what I find, if anything. So it seems ender chests in Better Than Wolves are actually just fancy normal chests, unless there's some sort of mechanic to link them together. I got dispensers in this one. Nothing works in there. If we go through to the nether, these are all independent of each other. And if we go through the ends, where I thought maybe potentially there was something related to ender chests there, but I don't think there is. Oh, well. Hello? Well, now I'm just trapped in the end. Well, this is an unrelated problem. So, I guess ender chests won't work the way I want to, so I'm gonna just have to lug everything back and forth manually. So that's a little bit of extra work that I wasn't expecting to do. I've made horrible mistakes. My sheep are dead. Oh no. I shouldn't have made staircases, maybe. That was probably a bad idea. I didn't realize there were staircases until I saw zombies running towards the sheep. And then... now I need to go get more sheep. Alright. One of the next things we should talk about probably is about the grinder in Better Than Wolves. Which is not really a new concept. You guys are probably familiar with pulverizers or macerators or something like that. But in this case, it's a replacement. So I can't take bones and turn them into bone meal. What I need to do is take... actually make a grinder in order to do anything. Your first initial grinder is made with a hand crank, just because that is the only power source you have at the moment. So let's see here. Just need to get up here and place down the hand crank. And the way this works is you put your stuff in, your bone meal, and you right click on the top, and it'll make some minecarty sounds. And after this progress bar hits the top, one more grind. Maybe another one. It'll randomly pop out bone meal out of this side, so then you can take bone meal, and bone meal works differently than it does in normal Minecraft. You place bone meal and it puts fertilizer on the soil, and it won't instantly grow things, but it will increase the speed that it grows at. So the main thing that I want to do is I want to get my hemp farm started, and we're probably going to make 2 sections of this farm out of hemp, and we're going to let the wheat and the potatoes just kind of go on at their own pace. But yeah, so I'm going to be spending a lot of my food on that for right now. Yeah, kitty. I'm trying to record. Shh. Silly kitty. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing for the next little while, is just grinding things up. The same thing goes for flour. Flour you make by grinding wheat in here, and that's probably the thing I should do first, so that I can increase my chicken and things. So I'll probably grind up some flour and then show you the different food items that exist. So I'll be back in a moment. So the way that this works is you take flour, which is ground up wheat, and you cook it, and it'll make bread. So that's 1 wheat equals 1 piece of bread, which is a nice conversion rate. And then you can take that bread and you can combine it with your other foods to make sandwiches, which I'm not exactly sure how the conversion rates go, so we're going to try to test that out. So we can take it makes 2 tasty sandwiches. And we're just going to come over to here, and I'm going to write down some numbers as we do this. So I want to see how a tasty sandwich compares to the 2 separate parts. So we got bread. That was 2 bars. The mutton was 2 bars, and a single tasty sandwich. I've gotta run around a little bit and get my hunger down, or I'll just grind away, and we'll get our hunger down very quickly here. So, using this mill has a cost when it's manual, but later on you can actually make it so that it's run off of wind power, which is what we're working towards right now with our hemp farm. Alright, let's try this out. Oops. That's 3 bars, so in total 6 bars compared to 4 on their own. So it makes sense not to eat like just the food on its own. You want to combine it to make better food. And the same thing goes with potatoes and steak and things like that. You can combine steak with potatoes to make a steak and potato dinner. You can combine steak, potatoes, and carrots to make an even better dinner. And there's a couple other variations that are best seen through the wiki. So I'm going to continue to grind and get all these fertilized, and then I'm going to just tend to the fields for a little bit so that we can get our hemp situation a little bit higher. So I found something pretty exciting. Now, initially, this is probably not going to seem exciting to you, but in Better Than Wolves, it is very exciting. So I found a zombie spawner. I haven't looked in these chests just yet. Let's see what we've got in here. I got some iron. That's really good. Gunpowder, golden apple, and an ancient manuscript. Alright, so a zombie spawner is very, very important because in Better Than Wolves, unlike vanilla Minecraft, if you see a monster carrying something like a shovel or a sword or anything like that, when they die, they are guaranteed to drop that item, with the exception of skeletons who will not always drop a bow unless the bow is enchanted. If the bow is enchanted, they will always drop that bow. But yeah, as a result, this we can use this dungeon to farm iron. So you can take iron swords and things like that, and regardless of their durability, you can melt them down. An iron sword is going to get you 2 iron. Iron shovel is going to get you 1 iron. So we can take the drops from these guys and actually get a very decent iron supply for tracks and all the things that we're going to need that's very iron heavy, because Minecraft is a very iron heavy game. So I'm going to remember the location of this. I'm going to take this stuff back home, and I'm going to continue working on the farms. I guess another thing to mention is also the spawners. If you put stone next to them, it will turn it into mossy stone. So you see how the floors usually have mossy stone on them, but the walls here have mossy stone on them. And that's because the mossy stone spreads from the spawner itself to the walls. So if you want to make mossy, oh, just happened right there, mossy cobblestone or mossy mossy smooth stone works as well, I believe. You do both of those with this spawner. So good thing to find. Very nice thing to find. And we'll have to set up something around this a little bit later. But that's all for now. Quick note about the ancient manuscript, because I should probably mention that. Ancient manuscripts are enchanted books. You can't actually see what's enchanted on here, and I don't exactly know how to use them yet, but I'm going to be collecting them. So sort of a later game. So we'll take those back home as well. think I have a problem. I don't seem to be able to figure out how to craft a windmill, or the portion of the windmill. And I've been trying a whole bunch of different variations with, like, I don't know, oak and other things and creepers and I don't know. I'm gonna have to try and keep trying because that's the only way this gets done. But I don't know how to craft it right now, and that kind of scares me. I'm gonna try to maybe add in mod loader, though mod loader apparently isn't required or suggested. So I don't know. I don't know if there's like a tougher fabric version or what. So a little bit scared, a little bit unsure of what I need to do. Let's try this one. Nope. Yeah. So hopefully we'll be able to figure this out. If not, I don't know. I figured it out! I figured out how to make the sail! Yay! I thought I was gonna get really stuck here. Glad that's something that we can actually do. So, we're gonna make a windmill. I have enough resources for it. And that's gonna make grinding everything up a lot easier. So, hopefully we can make... Yeah, we can make it with our birchwood. Also, birchwood seems to burn longer, weirdly. Alright, windmill. And now I need to figure out how to make gearboxes and rope, I think. I don't know how to make rope. What if we try something like that? No? Trying to think here. Would be a logical... Oh, there we go. And then you take that rope and you need to make ties. Like that? Maybe with slabs. There's these sort of pulley things that go between two gearboxes. Maybe it's a vertical thing. No? Not having a wiki makes things very difficult, but at least I have some amount of knowledge about how things worked in previous versions. So I'm gonna play around some more, trying to figure out these recipes, and hopefully when I've got everything all together, I'll be able to figure out how to make this, like gearboxes and everything. So a little bit more experimenting around for me. But until then, I guess I didn't show this off, but this is the complete farm so far. On the right-hand side, I've got space for pumpkins, which I've been using for some food while I'm grinding up. On the left, I have melons. I'm still growing the field. Melons seem to take quite a bit longer. I got the hemp farm right here, and second field of hemp for right there. Got a wheat farm right here, wheat right there as well. And potatoes are going to be potatoes. And at the back section there, we're going to have carrots and carrots. And hopefully that'll all work out. I figure potatoes are going to be the most popular thing that I'm going to be gathering, so put those at the front. Hemp and wheat going to be second most popular, and carrot probably least popular. And melons and pumpkins here. I'm sure these are going to be large enough. So, yeah, I've got to go back to collecting and managing my hemp field and figuring out how to make the pulleys between, or that go between the gearboxes. So, I will see you in a little while. It took me about half an hour to figure out how to make the sail there, so hopefully it'll be a little bit quicker than that. So, see you guys in a bit. Alright, I have figured out the recipe. It has literally been 2 hours since the last recording. And the way that this works, the gearbox is the one that gave me the real difficulty here. It's redstone in the center. And the only way that I figured this out was opening up the class files that come alongside, like inside the jar file for Better Than Wolves, running them through a program that I had before called a Java bitcode editor, and looking at the way that Better Than Wolves defines recipes, and inside of, like, using that, it only tells you like really obscure things. For example, it'll tell you pound x pound xyx pound x pound, which if you look at the recipe right now, that's wood gear something gear and whatever, and then it'll tell you that x, y, and z equals something really obscure, like wood is called APA/B, which took me forever to figure out. The gear is actually defined in a readable way. It's FC gear, and the redstone in the center, which was the most difficult part to find out, is WK/AD. So that took me way too long to figure out, but now we have gearboxes and we can create a windmill. So let's create a few gearboxes and let's set ourselves up a windmill. I'm going to actually create about 10 gearboxes. Let's get ourselves set up for that. Maybe not exactly 10 gearboxes, because gears and wood and everything is going to be way easier to work with once we've got the saw setup. So I guess we'll make 5 or 4 gearboxes. Well, we could do 5. Alright, that's good. Let's dump off some of this stuff here just so that I don't have to deal with it being in my inventory. Redstone, gears. Let's grab the axles in the windmill. And we're just going to set up a very rough thing to just start grinding, start our whole process going here. And I'm just going to do it in probably what's going to be a temporary place. And that's going to be behind our... Oh, it's not even. How about we do it right here? Now, the windmills are pretty amazing looking things. Let's see. I'm gonna need, or in order to get up there, I'm gonna need some scaffolding, and in order to make scaffolding, we need more sticks. You always want to have at least one axe, otherwise you're going to be punching wood for a while. So, create some ladders. And we're going to use cobblestone to get up, I guess. And just line it up here. So, like I was saying before, if you're in the air at all, you can't place blocks. I don't think I ever actually showed a demonstration of that. Which means getting up high, which you need to do in order to place the windmill. Because the windmill needs a large amount of area. You have to do a little bit more work to make a pillar. But it does give a use to ladders, which was kind of missing. I think this will be high enough for now. Let's see. One gearbox. We want to adjust the rotation so that it's facing this way as the input. Axle, and then I think we can just slap the windmill onto that axle. Whoa! Oh, when it's raining? Crap. When it's raining, the windmill spins too fast and it breaks the gear. So what we need to do is apply a redstone signal to that, which means I need a stick, piece of redstone, and a piece of cobblestone. I think this is how you make. There you go. You need the redstone in order to make a lever. It's better than wolves thing. Okay. I can actually move this directly on top of the axle, or the gearbox. Whoa! Also, fall damage is a lot tougher. There we go. So I need to be able to see the input here. There we go. And there are ways to automatically detect when it's raining. But I don't think I actually have those at the moment. Oh, look at that. A lot of the stuff, when it breaks, you get it back. So now we need to run the power, the mechanical power, downwards. Ooh, but it can only run downwards a certain number of axles before it'll break, and I think that's actually 3. So I think we've gone one too far. Okay, come on. Breaking things on on ladders is the same as breaking things in air. Now let's just figure out the gear placing mechanics. So when you place it, it places towards the way you're viewing, but if you hold shift in place, it does the same thing. If you held shift in place, it would be cool if it placed in the opposite direction. It's also becoming nighttime here, so I've got to be quick about this. Alright. It's no longer raining, so we can turn this on. Allow power to go through. Ah, crap. There you go. So you can kind of see by when it makes smoke. If it's actually connected, which we're going to have to do for this one. Ooh, does it make smoke up top of it? Yeah, okay. Probably would have been better to place the gearboxes from the bottom upwards. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3 spaces. Do this. Place a piece of oak. Like that. Axle. Oh, cool. It's got a little rotation animation now. That's new. Okay, so we need this for 2 different things. We need it for a sawmill, and we need it for the millstone. So we've got one right here. This one's going to go into the grindstone. And I'm going to need to make another one of those. Let's see. Just want to get away from the areas where monsters are going to spawn. It's actually where I've been doing most of my work, is out by the field. Okay. Gearbox. I should have looked around a little bit more before I started messing around with that. But this is also good because I could put another one right there if I wanted to. And put that down. Let's take our millstone, and we no longer have to crank it by hand, which means we're going to save a lot of food, which at our point in the game is very, very important. I don't have a lot of food available to me. It's constantly going. I probably want to put a lever on this so that I can turn it off and stop that sound from happening, because I'm not too much of a fan of that sound. There we go. Lever. That turns it off. Hemp. Creeper over there. Kitty scratching her scratching post. And then bones. Guy's sneaking up on me. There we go. All right. That is at a very important part of the process of going up the tiers of tech, or the tech tree. The next things that we need to do is make a sawmill, which I have the materials for, kind of, but the process involved in making that is very involved. So I think I'm going to call it a night for this episode. It's also very, very, very late for me right now. Stayed up a lot longer than I thought, trying to figure out recipes and things. So I'm very happy with where our base is going so far. I got plenty of food starting. You could actually make tasty sandwiches with all of our meat, which has been helping out a lot. Getting more wheat is very rare. Most of the times you usually get just a single seed. So that process has been going slow. But yeah, tomorrow we'll be able to progress even further. Get hoppers, which will allow us to automate a whole bunch of processes. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow, and have a nice night, day, or whatever. See you guys.